A&D Weekly, episode 15. Let's go.
Tell me if I got it wrong, but you don't wanna be alone. Spend the evening by yourself, but you'll miss me when it's getting late. Got it all, babe. Save arms when you're ready. I'm here when you need me. I'm yours if you let me. Got it all, babe. Save arms when you're ready. I'm here when you need me. I'm yours if you let go. If you let go. If you let go. If you let go.
So in this week's episode, we're going to be doing Brickwork 101. Hints, tips and tricks. I'll give you a little insight into some of the problems that we see quite often and common mistakes that bricklayers make, and hopefully you can learn from this and apply it to your stuff and get it right first time, because it's cheaper, it's more productive. And also in this episode, I'll give you a little tour of my desk, which is quite unusual and quite unique. It's aeroplane themed and it's quite interesting, and I'll let you know how much it costs.
Come on, Fred. You love it. Easy, old Pedro. Good lad. Started life with us as a labourer, Pedro, didn't you? I said you started life as a labourer, didn't you, Pedro?
Oh yeah,
And now what are you?
the best.
He's absolutely batshit crazy, Pedro, but he's a good lad. And he started life as a labourer. Part 1, part 2, done with us. Recruit, train him, treat him well, he'll stick with you. Good lad. Combined brickwork, scaffolding. You know it makes sense. Hit us up. So, expansion joints. So, when you've got an expansion joint, it's got a tear off strip here. So, pull it off, and then it can allow for the mastic joint, and it's recessed 10mm. So, make sure it's facing the right way. Otherwise, the mastic man can't get a good finish on it. Meter box template. Absolute no-brainer. Just get the dimensions, get a chippy on site to knock one up for you, keep hold of them, stick them in the van. It's nice, put it on, little bit of muck, plumb them up, make sure they're square, build to them, you know you've got the right height, and you're away. Your stabiliser gets moved up as the profile goes up. Don't leave it right at the bottom. Bring this up, keep your profile plumb, otherwise as the line goes further down and higher up, it pulls the profile over. So make sure this gets moved up every few courses. Don't do it every one because it's got to go off a bit. Lead trays. This first tray, so this is some lead going up a bay window. So this first tray should be a starter tray. So you have a stop end here and a stop end on this end, and you have a weep vent in here. So as the water trickles down, it comes out of them. Don't forget your weep hole. So as you can see, the intermediate trays don't have a stop end, they only have the end here, so the water goes in and runs down. So this one's clear, and then I don't know whether you can see, you know, they all overlap, and then it comes out that end one. It's got a little stop end on it with the weep vent and pushes the water out, and then it all comes out of the building. So make sure it's in. All lintels should be on full blocks. So if you can't go to the trouble of working the bond out and chasing it through, which is what you should do, you can always introduce this briquette here, the course before the block that takes the lintel, and then you haven't got to worry too much about the bond. So as you can see, we've put a piece in here, so rather than the piece being on the end, and then we basically have a straight joint there. If that joint, if this piece was over here, we'd have a straight joint. So if you put your briquette through here, you can safely bond it and know you're going to put a full block on here, and then they all sit on a nice strong full block, which is an NHBC standard. So you can see here they're all up on full blocks, even up here there, full block, here, full block. Obviously if you've got a little pier like this one here, you can't do anything about it, but that block goes through this side, so it's actually a full block. So all the perimeters are all on full blocks all the way round, every single lintel, which is, as I said, part of NHBC standards. So as you can see, it's up to
lintel height all the way round with a nice full block and no straight joints, which is a bonus. Another tip for you guys is a fire stopping. So the fire stop at the party wall junction should go all the way down to the concrete. You can't really see that. It should go all the way down to the foundation, to the top of the concrete. So we always start one off. We actually get the ground workers to build one in before when they do the splash course. Another tip is party wall spacings for the wall ties is 900, so which is two blocks long, so every 900. And what you also find is people put a course, wall tie every course across here at this junction, say, or at the other end at that junction. If we started there, next one at 900, and then all the way along we'd do that. And let's say our last tie was here now, and you haven't got 900 left, you wouldn't put one in here, and then you'd reverse it round on the next course. Right, how to do trays. I often see trays with inadequate turn-ups, and it's not really rocket science. So let's say there's a lintel or whatever, pull it to, obviously you need to be past the lintel, so let's say this is the end of the lintel. So all you need to do is pull the tray to the end of the brick, and that gives you a full half brick turn up. And then your weepole goes in, and your next brick goes in there. And that is as simple as that, and then you've got a nice full 75mm turn up, and then you do the same the following end. So you cut it there at the end of a full brick, and then that will work a whole brick, and you can turn it up and you're done. So out at Deanfield Homes, I thought I'd go through another tip to do with stone sills. So stone sills should not be bedded on a full bed of mortar, a continuous bed all the way through. There should be a blob on each end. So as you can see, hopefully, as you can see, there's an expansion joint in there, this is the manufacturer's detail. So rather than a continuous bed all the way through, you get a dab this end, you get a dab the other end. If it's a two-piece sill, you get one in the middle and one in the middle there, and then it's masticed all the way across. And that is the manufacturer's guidelines, and that is how this is over £6,000 worth of desk, which I actually won in an auction from an ex-show home from one of our clients. So at the end of the show home, at the end of the site when the show home's finished with, you can make a bid on all the items in the show home. So when we built the houses and the show home was opened, I spotted the desk and I went in and had a look, and I thought, I'm buying myself one of them. So I looked online, and the desk and the chair is over £6,000, and the showering unit was, I can't remember, about £2 grand, something like that. So approaching £8.5 grand's worth of desk. And I paid 660 quid for the desk, the chair and the shelf. So a good day's business. I was going to sell it, but I'm not that tight, and it means a lot to me, and the money went to charity as well, which is all good. So that, people, is my desk. Right, here at the destination for the Saturday shift, here with Tyson Fury. We got Chaz over there. This is my brother's house, Paul, so we're going to have a look at his extension, see how he's getting on. Get him roped into this later on as well. Oh, here we go. Stage one. The lesser spotted knoll. Oh, Laura don't want to be filmed. Fucking, how'd you get them round here? Jesus Christ, how are you getting them in?
Well, that one's at the front.
Fucking steel, what's it doing round the back?
No, I mean that one.
Oh right, sits at the front.
Front skin, that goes on the back skin, and then that one goes through the house.
So is this bit coming out completely, eventually?
It's coming out from here.
Right, let me know when you want to get them steels in, mate. I'll make sure I'm on holiday.
Right the way to that pad stone there on that corner.
So here at the repointing job, I've got to repoint the chimney stack, which is up there. I'll get some before and after photos, and we'll try and get a time lapse as well. Let's have a quick look. So we'll rake it all out with the mortar rake and the angle grinder. We'll PVA it up, and then we've got a mix, and we're repointing all. So that's before, and we'll show you after when we're done.
To save my soul, so maybe I should give into your boy.
One done. Little clean up. Then do the scaffold off. Stage one is done. Down on the bottom half now.
You're into me.
Right, first project complete. Now we've got to go and do another one now. Chimney is done. Excuse the light, can't see it very well. But yeah, chimney done, all cleared up. Stripe scaffold on Tuesday afternoon. We'll give it an acid down. Right at Big Bro's house there. This is Paul's house, so we come round, give him a hand, try and get this first lift around this section here. So we'll keep you updated, and we'll time lapse it. Chopper will be round in a minute, or Tyson Fury. So let's have a look. So got a window in here where Paul is, across here. It's all toothed out. It's all ready to go. So we're ready to rock and roll. Keep you updated.
I've asked myself 1,000 times, what am I supposed to do? You're in too deep. What am I supposed to do? I know my heart ain't cut you out. What am I supposed to do? You're in too deep. What am I supposed to do? I've asked myself 1,000 times. What am I supposed to do? You're in too deep. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're in too deep. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, oh. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right, another tip with the old blades profiles. Before you put them up, loosen the bottom feet off. So when you got to put it on, they're tight. You got to tighten them rather than loosen them. So, bottom one, never adjust the top one. This thing is not only for setting the profile, but it's also for adjusting the feet at the bottom. So, adjust the bottom ones. Always leave it a little bit hard. Once you put the line on, tighten it up, it'll pull it over. So when you're doing an extension, you need to take the gauge off the house. Don't just go gauge brickwork, so otherwise it will end up screwed up. So we've taken the gauge off of this corner because we want the back looking nice, and we've transferred it to this profile here, and then it'll run through, and it is what it is left through there, unfortunately, but it should be pretty good anyway. Nearly there. Got a soldier across here now.
Yeah, I was hanging out as good as.
Another brickwork tip. So you see this brick, it's got a feather in it. So for those of you that don't know, the feather should be going downwards, so when the water goes down it, it runs off. So if the feather is up the wrong way, then the water will sit in the brick, and then when it freezes, blow the face off it. So make sure your feather is going downwards. So it will go this way, as opposed to that way, which you probably can't really see, but it's hard to tell on these bricks. Make your body groove. Please like, comment and subscribe. Say hello YouTube. Where you going, mate? He's not having it. He's not interested. He's just riding his bike. So that's it for Saturday. It's got a rake joint on here, like the existing. So it'll be raked out 10mm. Paul's got the chariot. Joint it up first, make sure all nice and full, and then rake it out to a depth of 10mm bed joints and perp joints. So Saturday shift nearly complete. Right, that's it for another episode. Please like, comment and subscribe. See you next week. Let's see if we can get 500 likes. Hit the like button. Come on.